Hello. Camera's bobbing around. So I have one person here who's here. Oh, they went away. See if they come back. Hello. Hi, Danielle. How are you? Hello, everybody. So is this your first time here on a live, Danielle? Second, okay. Sometimes I remember names, but I don't know if it's because they've responded on the horoscopes or if they've been on the lives or what. So we're going to do something different today than what I normally do, which is just pulling cards. Hi, Natasha. Hello, Chavez. I'm like, I'm going to pull this up closer. Well, I don't have my reading glasses on at the moment, but I'll have to have them because of what we're going to do tonight. I am actually not going to pull cards. We're going to play a game. We're going to try to play a game. This was an idea that I came up with after I did the live event on Sunday night, and everybody was so down, kind of down energy wise, down in the dumps. Even me included me. And I was like, I've got an idea of something that could happen that might be fun to raise everybody's vibrations. So I'm waiting on Gigi to get on here. There she is. So yes, Gigi, I knew you were going to be here because we're going to do Philip too. Who's Philip? Philip. Yeah. Philip, LOL. I don't know what that means. Oh, maybe Philip is well, that's interesting. Do you know any Phillips? Hey, High Priestess. So we'll give it a few more minutes. For those of you, and I don't think I've ever told this before. So this is where this idea came from. Once upon a time, many, many moons ago, and I'm talking 10, 11, 12-ish, I was on the leadership team for a church here in town called St. Luke's Singles. And it was a big singles group. And hey, M2 Lock. So I was on the leadership team, and I was in charge of coming up with ideas and games because it was single people who were all coming together in a big group to, a lot of them were coming there to meet somebody of the opposite sex or whatever, but it was also, getting out of the house and just we had like our own little community. So I was in charge of some of the mingling games because I, as a person who's never met a stranger, even, I knew I had a hard time meeting somebody. So if I had a hard time meeting somebody, I could only imagine those who were super shy. And so I would do what's called like forced mingling. And so I was on my computer the other day looking through some stuff and digging out some of my old games and different things that I used to play. So we're going to play 20 questions tonight. Only you're not asking me questions. I'm asking you guys questions, and you guys are going to answer them, hopefully. So we'll see how many people we have on here that don't chicken out. And I'm gonna go easy on the questions for now. I'm not gonna, I'll be tame tonight. Hopefully this is just to be fun and to kind of get to know some of the people in the group. And let me say this ahead of time. If I do ask a question that you don't feel comfortable answering, I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. You will have your reason. And I'm getting ready to sneeze. Sorry. So if I ask a question and you're like, I don't want everybody to know that, because remember, people can see these on the chats. So like I said, these are really risque questions, and they're not any, I'm like, thank you. I'm not asking anybody's social security card or their address or birth dates or anything like that. So I'm not asking personal information. I'm just asking information just to kind of get to know each other. Does that make sense? So, okay, before we start the 20 questions, I have to tell you what I am doing on Tuesday. I have a book club that I do every other Tuesday night, and a couple of the girls in my book club have met a lady, a Reiki practitioner here in town. And the first time they were talking about it a month ago, I kind of went in one ear and out the other. Well, one of the girls had gone yesterday morning, and so she came to book club last night and was talking about how fabulous this lady was, and that she spent like 2.5 hours with her, and it was only like $67. And so I'm like, $67 for 2.5 hours, that is a bargain. And she did a lot of stuff. And so I was like, you know what, maybe that would be a good idea for me to check in and get my chakras cleared or whatever. And then I got on her website last night and found out she does BQH, the Beyond Quantum Healing, that I just started doing. So I called her this morning and set up an appointment, and I'm going to go do like a Reiki chakra balance, kind of check in and see what stuff, because I was like, I feel like I have reached about as high as I'm going to go in healing on my own. And so for me to take the next level up, whether it's with business or with my own personal healing, I'm going to need some assistance. So I think I have found somebody to do that. And so we talked on the phone forever. And then I told her that I was doing the BQH stuff. And she's like, oh my God, have you ever had one done? And I was like, no, I've only done a practice one on Sunday. And she's like, you've got to try it sometime. And so I was like, I'm open to that, because I would love to have one done on myself, because I think they can be very valuable. And once I have one done on myself, I think that'll make it just that much easier for me when I'm doing other people. So I should have some good stories coming from that and be able to encourage. So, oh, Nicole Turner Hopkins, sorry, dear, I can't talk right now. So anyway, so this is not part of the 20 questions, but how many on here have had a Reiki session or have taken Reiki classes or Reiki masters or anything like that? So that's a bonus question. How many people have done Reiki? Had it done, do it, want to know more about it? Had a session. I took like the first, hey Judy, Interested to know more about it. Okay, well, I've taken years ago, I took like Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, and back then, and I don't even remember how long it's been. I mean, it's been a long time. I didn't necessarily resonate with it. I might resonate more with it now, but I'm interested. No, not trained, but I do send distance healing for people. Okay, I had one done about 2 months ago. It was worth every penny. Good. Nosy neighbor. I love that. Who are you a nosy neighbor to? That's hilarious. Yeah, so I'm like really, really pumped about this Tuesday Reiki session, and seems to be very, very intuitive and comes up with all kinds of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to connecting with somebody that can bump me up to a higher level. Okay, so we've got 10 people on here. Are we ready to start doing some 20 questions? So get your get your phone in your hand and get ready to answer. I'm gonna get my glasses on. Nosy neighbor, hi, do you live in my street? I don't have any nosy neighbors in my, well, I shouldn't, the guy that lives across the block is kind of strange, or across the hall is kind of strange, but the neighborhood that I used to work in, there were a lot of nosy neighbors there, but that's not all bad. They're good security. So I'm going to start asking questions, and then everybody put down, let's see. So first question. Ready? I'm going to write this down. So I'm going to do 20 questions. I'm just going to go in with a big one. Gigi, Gigi, your power went out? Seriously? Well, that sucks. Oh, God. Hang on a second here. My power went out, waiting to see if it comes back. I might miss your live. 7:10. Oh, man. All right, Gigi. That's a bummer. All right, here we go. First question. Have you ever sunbathed naked in public? Yes, no, or hell no, or no way would I ever do that. Does public count to other people being around? Mirror, mirror, hello, mirror, mirror. So I'm going to say yes. I mean, it wasn't like necessarily public, but it was in front of other people. It was in front of 2 other people. Hell no, no. Okay. So I'm like, am I the only daring one around here? This was back years and years ago, like 20 years ago. Okay, so this gives me an idea of how loose, or I don't, this sounds judgy, and I don't mean that to be judgy. How loose or square or tight I have in my group, including my siblings. Okay. All right, so let's see. The next question is, we'll do an easy one here. Yes, at a retirement community pool. Just joking. No. I don't know if you guys are having fun, but I'm already having fun just reading your comments. So, let's see. Okay, so here's your next question. Everybody ready? Who is the person that you most wanted to have a fling with but didn't? This could be an actor or an actress, or maybe it's a teacher, or maybe it was a neighbor or something like that. Does anybody have anybody that they most wanted to have a fling with but didn't? Can you think of anybody? That's kind of a hard one. Donna Summers. Okay. She's pretty hot. Jason, I don't know who Jason Momoa is. The Rock. Oh, that might be mine. The Rock. I like him. I like watching him. Let's see. Who would be my person? Oh, well, I like the looks of Bradley Cooper, but I don't want anybody that's famous. So I think it was a guy that I went to college with named Rick Steriati. I never had a fling with him, but I really, 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 really wanted to. I really, really, really liked him. And we were friends, and he didn't see me as anybody else but a friend. So Jason Momoa, Aquaman. Okay. Well, I have not ever watched either one of those. So if I'm, there are some shows that I just don't know. So someone I met a year ago. Okay. Well, that's all right. Doesn't matter. Is this person still in your life, or was this oh, I know what my next question is. Okay, so let me ask this. This is one of the 20 questions. Do you consider yourself, are you married, single, taken, in a relationship, divorced, widowed? What do you, like if someone says, are you married or single or taken, or what do you call yourself? So I can gauge, do I have single people? Do I have married people? Mingle. In a relationship. It's complicated. Yeah, that's mine. It's complicated. Colonel Sanders. All right. In a relationship. Okay. Well, Danielle, are you in a twin flame relationship? Because most of those are complicated. Single, codependent. Okay. All right. Complicated. So we've got, yeah. Okay. So the answer to mine is mentally I'm taken, but I don't have a ring on my finger. So I guess technically that makes me single. Your first love was at 14. In a marriage I don't want to really be in 26 years. Oh, yeah. Well, I've never been married, so I can't. I don't have much to say about that one. Single. Okay, we got more people coming on. Okay, so for the new people, in case you haven't figured out what's going on, we're not pulling cards tonight. We're just playing 20 questions. So, and I have a bunch of stuff in here. So, married, okay. Okay, so here's the next question. Do you believe in karma, soulmates, and destiny? If you are on my channel, you probably believe in all of that. But let's just find out. Karma, soulmates, and destiny. Do you believe in that? Yes, I believe in it all. Yeah. I figured if you guys watched me, you probably did. Because if you watch any of my horoscope stuff, you would have been long gone by now if you did not believe in any of that. You've seen karma happen. I've been the cause of karma. I caused karma. I mean, I was like there, and I'm like, I watched it go down. And when it happened, I was like, oh my God, there is no way in hell this did not, was not signed on the dotted line before we came down here. I mean, it was just like I watched it happen right in front of me, and I knew exactly what was going on at the time. I was like, holy shit. Yes, all of it. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I figured we all did, but I wasn't for sure. I just wanted to ask. So let's see. Okay. Here's a good question. A lot of these are relationship questions, but they won't all be. This was just something I printed off. So I was like, I want to see how this goes tonight. And once upon a time, many moons ago, I used to do a question of the day on Facebook. And I used to have everybody answering questions. So I've got some stuff going around in my head that I am thinking about. And so this is kind of a trial run of some stuff that's going off in my noggin. So let's ask this. How old were you when you had your first real kiss? Real kiss, not kindergarten or first grade. I think I was like 16, And it was Steve Carver, because I know I was driving. I had a driver's license, and he was like 14. He was 2 years younger than me. And I remember we were kissing in his driveway, and it was winter time, and the windows were steamed up because we'd been sitting in the truck talking, and his dad come knocked on the door or on the window. And so he's who I consider my first real kiss. 16. 15, 16. Yeah, that seems about, I think about the average. Okay. Okay. 16. Her name was Nicole. It's like going, you never forget the first one, right? I mean, some people marry their first one. I didn't marry him. I think he lives in California. He probably doesn't even remember who I am, if I had to guess. Okay. Yes, special memories. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. Everybody ready? Did everybody get that question answered that wanted to answered? I know, Gigi. I've only asked a couple of questions, but you're back. I'm so happy you're back. I hate that you were missing this. So you can go back and look at the questions ahead of time, or you can answer. I'm like, have you ever sunbathed naked in public? Do you believe in karma, soulmates, and destiny? How old were you when you had your first kiss? Real kiss. So those are the 3 questions you've missed so far. Okay, so the next question I have, get your pen ready. If you could have plastic surgery for free on any part of your body, what would you have done? I would not have surgery on any part of my body. I don't want them cutting on anything. Has anybody seen Brandy Glanville? She had something done and now her whole face is like limp on one side. I don't want them fucking around with my anything. I don't care how much it costs or doesn't cost. I don't have any desire, to be honest, to have anything changed. But I think it's more because I'm scared of, exactly. I think it's because I'm scared of a bad surgery going done wrong. That's probably my big fear more than anything. And even if I was promised that it was going to come out, I've spent, 54 and a half years accepting my body as it is. So I don't really have any desire to change anything. Because I think if I changed one thing, then I'd be like, oh, let's try another. Like I didn't have plastic surgery. I have braces as an adult. And I can already see, like, I didn't wear my retainer long enough. So my breast, somebody popped up that word breast. My gap is back. I don't want anything fake, but if I did, breasts. Okay, no, I wouldn't change a thing. Okay, I'm just curious. Liposuction. Okay. Now, this is another question, and this is one that you do not have to answer. Some of you guys, I know what your first name is, but some of you guys have have different names. So I would love to know what everybody's first name is. What do people call you if you're comfortable with that? If you're not, don't answer it. I live in Las Vegas and I see people who had it done and some of their faces. I know exactly, Kareem. That's what would scare me from doing it. Hey, Hazel, I'm going to miss this live. It's not working. Oh, bummer. Danny. Okay. Yeah. Danny or Danielle. Michelle. I'm Jody, in case you haven't figured that out. I say that at the beginning of all my horoscopes, but obviously it says Soul Purpose Tarot. So if you've just caught me live and don't know who I am, okay, Luminous Visions. Hello, Michelle. So Marie, Judy, yeah, I know Judy's name. Katrina, hi Katrina. Name is Natasha, but everyone calls me Tasha. Okay. Dorothy. Hey, nosy neighbor. Welcome, Dorothy. Funny, Jody, because I was going to say today that you can call me Dee, but my actual name is Diane. Hello, Diane or Dee. I will call you Dee. High Priestess. Judy, I'm 57. I am what I am, exactly. Essentia. Okay, into lock. Essentia. Yeah, you gave me initials on that message the other day, so I wasn't sure who I was talking to. All right, that was something I was curious about. Okay, so this is part of the 20 questions. Let's say, what state or country were you born in? I was born in Illinois, Southern Illinois. State or country were you born in? If you were not born in the United States, New Zealand, okay. Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, PA. New Zealand and still here. St. Lucia located in the Caribbean, okay. New York, Massachusetts. See, I don't know if you guys are having fun, but I love this because I want to see who my people are. I want to see where everybody's from. And this is just where you were born. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's get another question. Oh, I already did that question for. Oh, here's one. Wow, another Kiwi. Awesome. Yes, I've got several Kiwis. Sag Girl is a Kiwi. And I've done a couple of readings for people in Australia. So yes, I have people all over the place. Okay. This will be a yes or no question. This will be interesting to see what everybody says. Do you believe all relationships should be 50-50, or should there be a final decision maker in times of disagreement? The break guy just left. Oh, hello, Blue. Okay, I'm going to repeat that question again. Do you believe all relationships should be 50-50, or should there be a final decision maker in times of disagreement? So what happens when you guys can't agree on something? I'm just curious. I'm like, if it's 50-50, like if, let's say you want to buy a house or something, and he wants to buy one house and you want to buy another, and you cannot come to an agreement. What I say goes. Okay. Somebody's got to wear the pants in the family. Okay. Final decision, compromise, 50-50, but pick your battles. I agree strongly. Me and my friend always seem to come to an agreement. Good. Okay. It usually means more to one person. Yeah. So that would be, yes, you're right. That would be kind of a pick your battles. So if it's, I'm back, restart. The house issue, everyone needs to discuss why each likes the house. Make love, not war. Exactly. Okay. Let me write that down. I've asked that question. So the next question, everybody ready? What is your favorite thing to do on a rainy Sunday? Not on a sunny Sunday, but a rainy Sunday when you are stuck in the house. Keep looking till you find the house you both like. Yes, exactly. What's your favorite thing to do on a rainy Sunday? Make music. Sleep in. Go back to bed. Yeah. Baking, Netflix, gym. Movies and chocolate. No guy here. I can do the chocolate every day of the week. Facebook, lay in bed with a bouge book. Jog in the rain, California. Yeah, maybe don't get a lot of rain out there. Okay. I don't mind walking in the rain if it's just sprinkling. Hey, Dawn, watch granddaughters play soccer on a rainy Sunday. They play soccer in the rain. I suppose so. I mean, not all sports stop just because it's raining. What rain? I live in Phoenix. If it does, sleep in. Soft music, burn incense. I was in Scottsdale last October. And the funny thing was, right after I left, it rained a bunch out there in the fall. So they had like abnormal amounts of rain. But I suppose it rains everywhere sometimes. It has to, right? Okay. So, did everybody get that question answered? I knew a guy who washed his car in the rain. Well, if you're cheap, then yeah, that's a good way to wash your car in the rain. I would rather just go through the car wash. Okay, so that is 6 questions. Let's see, that's 6 questions. I'm not really counting to see how many I'm doing here. I'm just going to keep going as long as everybody wants to play. Let's see. Oh, here we go. A genie grants you one wish. One wish. What would it be? I think if I had one wish, I would like to go visit heaven for a day and see everybody that's passed away and visit with them and then come back down. Maybe. Eternal financial freedom. Take my wife's pain away. To be healthy. I'd like a few more wishes. Don't be greedy, Blue. $1 trillion so my children is set. Help my family. For the most part, I will say my family is, financially, my family is doing pretty good. So for me, money would not be the first thing. I think it would just be, and my health is good. So it would just be to go visit the people, you know, like my dad and my mom and my grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles. For some murders using my psychic ability. Okay. So why are you not doing that now? If you have a psychic ability, why are you not doing that now? Luminous visions. Abundance in every area of my life. Did everybody get that question answered? Do I have anybody else? I'm trying to remember what, if you had one wish, a genie gave you one wish, what would you ask for? I am but given credit. Oh, I am but given credit. So you don't get credit for it now? Well, that sucks. Oh, I did that question. 7. I might make it. Gigi. Is your electricity still out, Gigi? Gigi. Okay, let's see. All right, here's a question. This is an interesting question. Let's see what happens. All right, ready? This is a yes or no question. Where am I at? I'm like, this is 8. To visit heaven to see my fiance again. Yeah, I think I'd go to heaven because I got a lot of dead people in my family. I don't have kids. So I'm not dying to have money to leave to all of my children. I'm healthy, so I'm not struggling with health issues. I think it would just, at this moment in time, it would be to, you know, maybe it's selfish that I'm not out to help the world. I'd just like to go see, well, I would like to go see all my family because one, I think they would be a wealth of information. If they're over on the other side, they could probably tell me anything and everything that I would ever need to know or want to know to do everything I wanted to over on this side. I guess that's the reason I look at that, is to be able to go up there and get a day's worth of information and then come back down here and do whatever with that. So, all right, here's the next question. Everybody ready? Are we doing wishes? I want a rescued animal sanctuary. Yeah, if you had what, if a genie was going to grant you one wish, what would it be? So, all right, next question is, if you found $50,000 buried in a box in the wilderness, would you keep it or would you leave it? What would you do? Would you keep it or would you leave it if you found $50,000 buried in a box in the wilderness? Keep it, okay? Definitely keep it, okay? Keep it, okay? Keep it, keep it, okay? I would definitely keep it. Keep it and thank the universe, okay? Keep it, okay? I would keep it and leave a note behind 30 days to claim. Okay. Not leave it, but turn it into authorities and then you get later unclaimed. Okay. Ha ha ha. Nice. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm such a late start late. I just woke up and hey, Sag girl. I don't have to think about that because I am a big believer in karma. And I'm not sure how I would feel if I knew if I you know what? I don't know what I would do. I'm not sure I would keep that. Because I think there would be a possible repercussion to that I would not be okay with. That's just my thought right now. Now, granted, if I really found that, I don't know. I just, knowing what I know now and knowing how karma works, exactly, yeah. That's my thought. Maybe it was left for you. Well, I would like to know for sure if it was left for me. Unless it says Jody on it, I'm not sure I would take it. I don't know that I would consider it a gift. If I didn't know where it came from or who it belonged to, I'm not sure I would consider it my gift is the thing. It might not be my gift as long as it wasn't located a makeshift grave. Yeah, no idea if I can keep it and donate. Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, I'm just curious. Let's see. All right, here's a kind of how old is the money? Yeah, good question. It's been there since the 1950s. If it had been there since the 1950s and you could tell that money was like super, super, super duper old, I'd have a better chance of keeping it than if it looked like it was brand new. Like if it had just been put, and this is the other thing, is if it looked like it had just been recently buried, I would be afraid to take it because I would be afraid somebody was watching me and then coming after me. Like it was a trap or something. So I think that would be what I never thought about the age thing, but yeah. So yeah, there's variables here in the woods. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm a coin collector. I am too. I pick up a penny off the street. I'll bend over and stop traffic to pick up Penny, because that's the universe, don't pass up your money. But in that case, that doesn't belong to anybody in my mind. If I find a penny on the parking lot or a quarter or whatever, I always say thank you. But if I found $50,000 buried in the woods and I thought it might belong to the mafia or something and they were going to come after me, I think I would be afraid, because I'd be like, oh my God, I'd always be looking over my shoulder. Does that mean I watch too many bad TV shows? Maybe. Okay. We'll say this is a boring question, kind of a boring question. 8, a tame one. Yeah. Okay. Here's a tame question. How many pillows do you sleep with at night? I have 4. No lie, and I use all 4 of them. I'm a side sleeper, so I have one under my head, and I have one on top of my head, and then I have one that I'm hanging on to, and then one at my back, and then I flip, and then I've already got the other one to hang on to. I've still got the one here, I've got the one here, and the one to my back. Okay, Luminous, you're with me. You got 4. I'm like, I like lots of pillows. I'm like, one of my pillows is like a person that I hang on to. It's my person in bed that I hang on to as a pillow. I start with 3, sleep really with 0 under my head. I start with 4. Sometimes one ends up on the floor, but most of them are usually there by the end of the night. So, okay, let me see. Oh, I asked that one. Let me see. Oh, no, I don't want to ask that. Okay, here's one. I bet I know what the answer to this is. I just, based on the conversation that I had with my book club last week, I bet money I know what the women will say, and bet money I know what the men will say. So let's see if I guess right. Would you pose naked for an art class? Or have you ever posed naked for an art class? I would. I don't have a problem running around if they paid you. No, yes. I'm late. Hey, Jody. Maybe, depending on the pay. I would, just for the experience. Just so I could come on YouTube and tell my followers I pose naked for an art class. Sometimes part of the reasons that I do some of the stuff that I do, and I'll be honest, is for the story that goes along with it. Because I love to tell a good story. Maybe 30 years ago. Do they pay well and it's feeling free? They do pay well after I've had my breast done. It hurts to be whole. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Hurts to hold still for 20 minutes at a time. Yes, it probably does. But if I can sunbathe naked in front of people, and like I asked this question in book club a couple of weeks ago, and I was asking how many women could stand in a mirror and look at themselves naked in the mirror. And they were all like, oh, hell no, can't do that. And yeah, I'm like, I practiced 20 years ago standing naked in the mirror, so that does not make me afraid. And it was part of a self-esteem exercise. So there's a lot of people that just can't even handle looking at themselves naked in the mirror. So that's why I'm like, I figured most women would say, oh, hell no. And I figured most men would probably go, well, yes. Good question. Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, I did that one. 12. Okay. Gigi was funny but weird and cannot draw at all. I love seeing myself naked. I'm happy that I can stand to see myself naked now, because I know there's a lot of people that cannot do that. Taking a hens night class. Oh, okay. All right, let's see. Okay, here's a question. This will be interesting to see what everybody says. And since there's a lot of you that are partnered up, you can honestly answer this. Is it okay for a partner to have a best friend of the opposite sex? Is it okay for a partner to have a best friend of the opposite sex? Yes. Okay. Hi, Nubian. I am not comfortable with that. Okay. I would like to think that I was my partner's best friend, but, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, it would depend on, if they knew each other since grade school, I mean, and they played on the, if it was like a sister, I mean, I guess if it was a relationship, like if it was like a brother sister relationship, and it was that kind, I probably would be okay with that, because it's like if they said, yeah, we like tried to date in our 20s and it just did not work, we were better as friends, I think I would probably be okay with that. I'd have to know the history, maybe. Not not if you live in a trailer park in the South, though. No, I think if I was attracted to them, will always turn sexual. Yes, is he or she my friend too? Hello. Okay, yes, yes. I think it should be his bestie. She can be a good friend. Yeah. Ha ha ha. Sure, but I might be the wrong question for me. Right. Yes, not exclusive friendship between them, and you are included too. Yeah, I'd have to kind of know the details, I think, and just know the history. Best friends, I think we know the history. Right. Yes, exactly. If they are best friends, they've exactly. I want to know the history. If they started, they were best friends in 5th grade and went to school together, and hell, for all I know, maybe she's in a relationship too, and I just needed if I knew, and if I thought it was going to make my relationship stronger because she give good advice to him about what was going on between me and him, I'd definitely be okay with that, because I think sometimes spouses, boyfriends, partners don't necessarily, if there's something going on, they might not feel comfortable telling us, and not they might need to have that other kind of counseling from the opposite sex. Does that make sense? I mean, if they kind of looked at him as a therapist or whatever, I need some advice. I've got this thing going on with Jody and I need to know what's going on and I want to get your opinion, blah, 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 blah. Absolutely makes sense. Okay, just curious. She was a friend too, so that's a big fat no. She was okay. Yeah, I guess it just depends on what the relationship is. And okay, so I've asked that question. 12, 13. Is it okay? 13. Okay. How do you feel? Oh, here's an interesting question. See, I love these. No, you don't run to someone else if something is wrong. Okay, here's the next. Did everybody get to answer that question? Or does anybody else need to throw in their 2 cents worth? Okay. Ready? Here's the next one. If you knew your best friend's spouse was cheating on them, would you tell them? If you knew your best friend's spouse was cheating on them, would you tell them? No, I would not. And I'll tell you the reason why I wouldn't tell them. Yeah, exactly, with caution. Yeah. The reason that I wouldn't tell them is I feel that a relationship that's good, bad, or indifferent is that couple's business. And in my opinion, most people have an idea or an intuition of what's going on. And I think a lot of people put up with stuff for the comfort of staying in finances, staying together for the kids. And there's a lot more open relationships than people are willing to admit to. So I would not stick my nose in that, because that, to me, that's a karmic relationship, and me meddling in somebody else's relationship is trying to control it. That's just my feeling. So me trying to speed up the process, it's like trying to speed up the process of, that relationship is going down the tubes, and somebody needs to learn a lesson from that. So it's not any of my business to speed that up or slow it down or whatever. Shoot the messenger, but if they knew that you knew your friendship would be over anyway. If they asked me, I wouldn't lie if I knew. Yeah, they would probably be able to tell by the look on my face. It makes sense. If the spouse asked, I would probably squirm my way. Yeah. When I worked at the basket shop, there was a similar thing like that had happened. Somebody knew, it was like somebody knew that somebody was cheating on somebody, and she was like really caught in the middle. Like, do I tell him? Do I say something to her? Is she gonna like be mad at me because I stuck my nose in their business? And she was like super stressed out about knowing something that she didn't want to know. And in that case, I think that I would, when I was in my 20s, I found out my dad was having an affair on my mom. I told my mom, and my dad resented me for a very, very long time. It didn't make the relationship any better. They didn't get a divorce. It was still a very codependent relationship. They got better for a little while. It didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. So that's, that was a long, long, long time ago. And now if I knew something like that, I think I would just be like, that's their business. Because, and this is also my opinion on this, that's assuming that one person is wrong and the other person is right. And when you've got a relationship, when that's going on, there's two people that are at fault here. You got to keep that in mind. So you're taking sides. If you're like, so-and-so's having an affair on you, she may have buried her head or him or whatever on purpose because she's trying to keep the family together and whatever. So I just, that's one of those things that I'm like, I don't want to get myself into. Agreed. Makes sense. If the spouse asked, I would probably squirm my way into an interview. Yeah, that's true. That is their relationship. I've been in that situation and we are still friends, and I think it's using your discretion. My youngest son told me about his dad's indiscretion, and I appreciated it greatly. We were already in separation, though. Yeah, my mom and dad were not in separation. And it almost felt like it caused more problems than it helped, because my mom didn't end up doing anything about it. Had a friend who was cheating with the brother of another friend. It was rumored that I started the rumor, which I did not, so confronted both friends and cut ties with all of them. Yeah, who needs friends when you have enemies like that? Or who needs enemies when you have friends like that? That's a really, really touchy kind of situation, because there's a lot of people that, there's a lot of people that have open arrangements because they don't want to separate, You know, it's like they don't want to have sex, they don't want to separate, they want to stay together. And that's the one thing that maybe they've come to an agreement on. And you may think somebody's cheating and she may already know about it. So then you've just kind of put her in an awkward position because you don't know really behind closed doors what's going on. So that's why I personally would stay the hell out of that one. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, I asked that. 13, 14. Okay, already got that one. Let's see. Oh, here's one. All right, ready? If you could get on a plane today, and obviously you didn't have to pay for it, so we'll assume this is a free plane ticket. If you could get on a plane today, where would you go? Do I have to go by myself is my first question. I would love to go to Greece. I would also like to not go by myself. I've never been out of the United States, so frankly, any place would probably be okay, but it would be out of the United States. It would not be to some place close. Chinchilla, Italy. Okay, where'd everybody go? Thailand and Bali, okay. Maldives, traveling alone can be fun. Well, yes, it can, but I don't particularly like to. New York, I want to go see the Chrysler Building. It's on my bucket list. 1930s feel drawn to it. Past life, probably. Atlanta. Oh, I love Atlanta. Katrina, the Maldives. Also, I missed the question. If you could get on a plane today and it was free, obviously, where would you go? Price is no issue. Where would you go on a plane if you could go anywhere? Peace and love. Hey, infinite love. Since you're just joining us, what we have been doing is playing 20 questions. And I'm just asking questions and getting to know some of my people. So people are just now answering. The last question which was, if you could get on a plane today and it was free, where would you go? I would like to take my son to Trinidad to see my dad. I've never been. Okay. Monte Carlo. Only one? Yeah, Ireland. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of places. Alaska. Okay, yeah. For those of you that wanted to go to the same place, maybe you need to connect the dots here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Never thought about that way, High Priestess. I'm so drawn to the countryside of Italy. Yes, Ireland and yeah, I would like to go over there. I have, well, my last name is Stone, so that's English. So I am sure that I have probably had a previous life in Europe someplace. Scotland. My maiden name is Campbell. I came from Dukes and Duchess. Okay. That's crazy. What's crazy? Yes, Ireland and Italy. There's a lot, I can think of 100 places that I'd like to go. Nubian princess. Moist. We talked about that word moist last time, didn't we? African safaris. Okay. Everywhere. All right. Did everybody get that question answered? We're getting ready to go to the next one. Oh, I just did that one. Let me mark that one down. 14, there's 15. And I'm going to have to dig out England, some Germany, and the honeymoon in Paris. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. This is kind of deep, so you might have to think about this one for a while. In your opinion, what is the one thing the opposite gender needs to learn? That there's never a bad excuse or never a bad time to buy somebody flowers. In your opinion, what is the one thing the opposite gender needs to learn? We're still talking about the trip, I guess. I told you this was a deep one. Everybody's having a hard time coming up with an answer on this one. Toughie. Yeah, it is. They need to learn about the importance of communication. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Communication skills. Yeah. That it's okay to express your feelings as well as showing themselves. Oh, totally agree with that one. To listen. Yeah. Your wife is not your maid. Smell is really important. Yeah. Just say what they mean and not think they know what you're thinking. Yeah. Do you need an orthodox at first with no space? The importance of hugs. Yeah. Yeah. Also, another one, I think that things. Is that you can show affection without it leading to like all the way. That sometimes I think put the toilet. Yeah, I don't care if the toilet seat's down. The best person they can be. That sometimes just a hug is a hug and it doesn't have to lead someplace. Anybody else? The world does not revolve around them. I'm sorry. See, this is why I wanted to do this. I know you guys are probably not laughing, but seeing everybody's responses is cracking me up. I'm like, I love that. And I know some of you are not trying to be funny by your answers, but it is making me laugh. This one really left me stuck, but I would say the importance of communication. Yeah. How to finish something he's begun. Oh, gosh. I think all my guys left. The guys were like, oh, this is boring. So, because I don't have any guys on here that answered, I don't think. I think everybody's females. If mama's not happy, nobody's happy. Yeah. Okay. I think watching TV means much more than NFL, NBA, etc. That cooking and cleaning is open to women. Interesting. Okay. All right. Did everybody get to answer that question? I'm ready to answer or ask the next question. I think Gigi must have, she's gone. I'm like, I hate Gigi's gone. I'm like, she's cooking and cleaning is porn to women. Yeah, okay. I wonder what you were trying to say. Cooking and cleaning is porn to women, not open to women. I was like, that didn't make sense to me. Now I get it. I gotcha. Okay, next question. What year did you graduate high school? If you make a mess, clean it up. 2001. I graduated in 1982. Bye, Jody. 87, 1974, 1990, 87. Bloody two spell check. 89. 93. Damn, man, am I the oldest one? Oh, Judy's older than me. Thank God. By 2 years, I dropped out. Okay, well, what year would you have graduated into Locke? I'm going to have to go back and look at your name. Starts with an A. Alucia? 2010. Ruby. Hey, Ruby. You've been watching and not saying anything. I haven't seen your name pop up yet. 1988. Okay, I got a few people that are somewhat close to my age. I got a lot of younger people here. Okay. I think everybody got that answered. 2000. Okay. Everybody ready for their next question? Yep, you're the oldest, Judy. You got me beat by 2 years, it looks like. Oh, wait. Yep, Dawn Green's like, here's Dawn popping in, 1974. Dawn, you just won. Not that you wanted to. Okay. Now, some of you are going to have to go back in your memory banks. 52. I'm 54 and a half. I remember when I was younger and I would say that I was like something and a half, like I was 22 and a half or 32 and a half or whatever. And people would be like, when you're not a kid anymore, you don't say the half. Like going, well, I do. So next question. What is the first car? Because I'd only lie. Okay, well, you can do that. Nana at 65. Oh, you and Dawn are neck and neck there. What was the first car that you owned or drove or that you considered your own? Mine was a 1977 Cutlass Supreme. Red. With white leather interior. I love that car. It was my first car. I used to wash that like a boy. I used to wash it. I kept it clean. I loved it. 1987 Mercury Cougar. There's something special about that first car that we have that we call our own. 98 Firebird Trans Am, 72 Nova, Ford Telstar. Never drove. I never owned a car. Okay. Where do you live, M2 Lock? You must be in the city someplace where you didn't need a car. 1970, the Morris Minor, and I had to crank it on a cold morning. I've never heard of a Morris Manor. They don't have those around here. Never got a car. Okay. See, I'm learning something about my people here. I would have, it just never even crossed my mind. There might be people out there that's never had a car. But again, I grew up in the country, so I couldn't get around without a car. The first car door my use was a Firebird 1970 Formula 400, 1970 Duster, two-tone, cream top, copper bottom, probably maroon Toyota Celica Supra with a really big phone in the middle that never worked, but it was cool. Thank you, Grandpa Rogers. It's different. Oh, in the Caribbean. Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. 1970. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let me do a couple more and then we might do. Oh, here we go. You 78 Plymouth Horizon. All right, next question. Everybody ready? Let me see where I'm at. 15, 16. This is going to be 6. I'm way past 16, but do you have a tattoo birthmark or secret piercing. I do not have any tattoos. I don't ever want any tattoos. I have a birthmark on my leg, but God, I can't even remember which leg it's on. Oh, here it is, right here on my right leg, on my lower thigh. I have lots of earring holes, but I don't have any secret piercings. I once upon a time had 7. I had 4 in one ear and 3 in the other, but none of them were secret. They were all open to the public. Do you have a tattoo, birthmark, or secret piercing? Yes, 7 tattoos. None of the above. Okay. One birthmark, 1 tattoo. I have an interesting birthmark on the right side of my back. Okay. Tattoo on the left hip, which is a Saggy tattoo, got on my 50th birthday after getting drunk with my son and his wife on vacation. No tats and a belly button ring. Okay, no tats, but I would have more ear piercings. I have 2 in each ear. All of mine have grown back except the bottom ones, and as I've aged, this hole just keeps getting lower and lower and lower, to eventually one point it's just going to like completely fall out of my ear. And if it does that, then I'm not getting another hole pierced. I don't think so. I have absolutely no desire for a tattoo, and I don't know if it's because I don't want the pain, or I have a fear of like I would hate it someday and change my mind. And I'm like super indecisive as a Libra, so I would probably never be able to decide on what to get. And then if I did, I'd be afraid that I would hate it and not be happy with it, and then I would be stuck with it, or it would be very painful to get rid of it. I had a question that just popped into my head. Now I'm trying to remember what it was. Let me think. Was a funny time. My youngest son could not believe I did it. They think I'm square. I am kind of, well, you know what? I shouldn't say that. I am not square. Some things I am and some things I'm not. I'm more square now-ish than I was when I was younger. I was a lot more risque when I was younger, but as I have become more spiritual, as I've grown older, I've tamed down a lot. Do you believe that a birthmark is where you were killed in a previous life? I've heard that before. That it's like something that I thought that, but I didn't say it out loud because I don't know how many people believe that. But I don't, I mean, maybe I was shot in that leg in a previous life. But yes, I have heard that before, that birthmarks, like, God, if you had something like big on your face, that was probably something, that was a major, major something that happened. Oh, that's interesting. You never heard that before? Okay, yeah. I read, yeah. There's a lot of some of the books on reincarnation that have children in them, like children that come back and in an early age say that they were reincarnated from such and such person, and then you could go back and trace, and they come back and they go, this is how I was killed, and I had a brother named Bill, and this is this, and this and this, and they're young enough saying these like really far-fetched stories, and they like can give details about it, and they can go back and like trace that and find out that that was real. So that's pretty wild. Okay, I had a question that I was going to ask, and now I can't think of what it was. So I'm going to stop with the 20 questions, and let's. I've heard that before. It's really interesting. Yes, I watched videos about that. Somebody throw out a question, and I'll pull some cards. Judy. Anybody have any specific questions they want to ask? Well, maybe one question I should ask is, did you guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, did you like this idea? Do I have love coming in? No. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't have a birthmark, so I haven't died yet. New moon vibe. I like that. When do we have... We have the new moon coming in. When is the new moon coming in? Does anybody know the date for the new moon? Oh, good. Great. Okay. Good. Okay. Then I will do this again sometime because I wanted to know more about my people, and I have just, I just pulled that, I printed that off, and I was, yeah, it makes it a little more intimate. Yes, good. Okay. So that gives me an idea. It helps my creative. Hi, by the way, you're a Virgo, meaning a Virgo moon. Not a Virgil moon, a Virgo moon eclipse coming. Yeah, man, we got all kinds of stuff coming up. We're in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde starts on the 7th of July, and I think I read it's till the 23rd or the 27th. So I'm not gonna, God, just watch your communication. And if anybody gets bent out of shape, make sure you can remind them that it is Mercury retrograde. 27th. Okay. Yeah. Well, I felt it all weekend. Today, honestly, is the first day that I feel like the veil has been lifted. And part of that was one, because for you guys that weren't here in the beginning, I made an appointment with someone to get a Reiki session, and I'm going to do a BQH. Yeah. Is that Mercury retrograde bad? It can be. It's just communication gets to be very questionable, difficult. I think, and something that I read, that apparently Mercury, they believe, has a lot of iron in it. And the closer it gets to Earth, that's one of the reasons that it affects a lot of communication things. So you might have problems with, YouTube could go down, or phones not working, or just communicating with people in general. Yeah, cars and computers play up. Hey, Alexis, Southern Hospitality. You missed the fun. We just played a bunch of 20 questions, and I had everybody answering different questions of get to know me. Yeah. Netflix has been acting up in my house for 3 weeks, and it's aggravating the crap out of me. Yeah, you missed out on some fun. But I'm going to do it again because almost everybody gave it a 10, and they liked doing that. So I used to do questions of the day on Facebook. So my creative genius kicks in when I'm trying to get people, engaged and having fun. And since I've already decided part of my piece or for part of my life purpose is raising the vibration of the earth. I think they said it lasts until the 27th, but there's also the shadow afterwards, so it could have a little bit of effect even after the 27th. And then we've got the solar, we have a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse on the 2nd. So when I'm having my Reiki session, it's some sort of eclipse, and she said we could use that energy for something. We've got all kinds of stuff coming up in July and August. So from the sounds of it, the next, like July and August could be pretty whatever. So hold on to your pants, people. And that's another reason why I'm like, I'll be jumping on here because I want to see how everybody's doing. And on the days that you're having a bad day, kind of be there and go, I had something, a Taurus guy, don't really know him, but felt a strong connection. Then he ghosted me, but came back and asked me for money. I said no, now he's ghosted me again, confused, help. There is no confusion there. If he asked you for money, I would stay as far away from that as possible until you know whether he's serious or not. Amazing, no worries, missed you. Solar eclipse, 2nd, and then partial lunar, yeah. So yeah, get ready. Get rid of him. Exactly. Run. Spatially, depends on how long you've known him. I mean, if you knew him for 5 years, it might be different. If you knew him for 5 minutes, then yeah, that's not anything you want to get mixed up in. So, okay. Oh, so we were supposed to be doing, I was going to do, we decided been having some, but once, yeah. Well, there's a lot of heavy energy. Yes, people from past coming up and old issues could come up. Retrograde means going backwards. So, and the way that does it is it's actually not actually going backwards, but you know how when you're driving down the road and the thing in the tire looks like it's actually going backwards, it's because it's spinning so fast. It just has to do with the way that like this it's spinning around the earth compared to how it's spinning around the sun and all of that, and so it actually looks like it's going backwards. It's not, it just has that effect. Also, like in a fan, if it's going this way, but it looks like it's going backwards because of the vibration of it. So it has something to do with that. But past relationships could be coming back. So any issues that you thought maybe you had gotten rid of could be coming back to haunt you again, to revisit. So yeah, just hold on to your hats and don't beat yourself up on days that you're having a bad day. I mean, was it today's Wednesday. I think it was Monday. Something must have been going on Monday because I saw a couple of posts and somebody posted something that said, if all you did today was rest, it's okay. And frankly, that's about all I did. I got dressed, I put my clothes on, I got ready to do a bunch of readings, and my brain would not engage. And I was like, I can't do readings when I'm like this. They're just not, I'm like, nothing's going to come out. I wasn't connecting. So I went to the grocery store instead. I start university next week. It's going to be awesome. Great. Gives us a chance to rehash thoughts, feelings, etc. to make sure you are make correct decisions. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the timer there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to be moved by the 30th. Tomorrow the apartment gets inspected, so I will be busy moving house 3 blocks away from here. Crazy. Pitch out all the stuff you don't need. And moving always brings in new energy. And purging always brings in new energy. So if you're stuck, I always say clean out your closets, clean out your cabinets. If you're feeling somewhat, yeah. All right. Okay, I'm going to pull a few cards here well, let's just pull it for the next, from now until Sunday. Anything that might be coming up between now and Sunday, because I'll do another live on Sunday. And let's see what it has to say. Saw 555 3 different ways yesterday. Too big. Yeah. Oh, and for those of you, you've heard me talk about Allison Coe. She came out with a new video on Monday about some of her quantum healing sessions. So if you haven't ever watched any of Allison Coe stuff, go watch it. Those are especially good to watch on bad days, because she goes through some of her sessions with people, and it talks about like the event and New Earth, and it's not just one person that's saying this. It's kind of like a collaboration, and she'll be like, I talked to 3 people in the last month that didn't know each other, and they all said the same thing. And it's sometimes going back and listening to that is just kind of like good motivation for me when I'm like in a really stuck spot and thinking there's never going to be any end to this hell. And there is. First card out says, easy does it. Okay. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. All right. I'm going to take that as my own. Allison Coe. It's ALISON. It's only one L, and it's COE. She does like quantum healing hypnosis. So she takes people into like a deep hypnosis, and they may sometimes talk about past lives. They may talk about future lives. They may talk about lives on other planets. They may talk about lives when they were not even like human beings or like beings. And there's all kinds of stuff that comes out. Dolores Cannon is like one of the first ones that discovered that. So some of these quantum healers that do sessions, they have some of the same stuff coming up about this event that is coming down the pike. And so she comes on every once in a while and says, this is what's coming through my sessions. You know, some people are saying the same stuff about this event, and she calls it the tsunami of love, which is like this vibration that's coming through. So I love it. Allison Coe, Aluna Ash, best videos to watch for current energy updates in the collective. You know, I used to like her, but then she started doing all of her 2 and 3 hour live ones, and yeah, I like Dolores Cannon. I started reading her book 3 Waves of Volunteers earlier. I've had it for a long time, but I'm like, I'm gonna read that because I want to know more about that, because I definitely feel like I'm one of the volunteers. Aluna Ash was talking about being visited by some weird people the other day. Did you watch that one? I was like, oh boy. I wouldn't want to be her for nothing. I mean, it sounds like she is connected to some, I don't want to get that far out there. So, all right, let's see what else is going on. Maeve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Take it easy on yourself. If you're not having a good day, don't beat yourself up. Erin Darty, yep. Speaks highly. Yeah, I love Dolores Cannon. And Allison, Dolores Cannon died a handful of years ago, but Allison Coe does what she does. She does beyond quantum healing and quantum healing hypnosis, which is basically the same thing. One is more strict, and one is a little more loosey-goosey, but it still brings out the same thing. And I'm going to be getting one of those before long with this gal that I talked to this morning. She does the BQH, and she's like, have you ever had one? And I was like, no. She's like, you've got to have one. And so I'm going to go get one of those and see what other things that I need to know about my love life, my work life. Maybe they can tell me how to lose weight. I don't know. All right, let me get a couple more, and then I think I'm going to sign off. I've been on here for an hour and a half, and And I've been talking almost all day. I can, like, my throat's starting to get sore. Please spell her name. Alison. Allison Coe. Coe. Is that who you're talking about? Next one says, true love, the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Yep, there's Allison Coe's name. Well, somebody's going to get true love this week. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. I guess that'll be for whoever it's going to be. Let's see. What else do I have? I have that one. Bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. So let's ask this. Okay, this is not part of the question, but questions. What is one thing that you wish you were brave enough to do? Something that you would like to do, but fear holds you back. What is one thing that you wish you were brave enough to do and haven't? Thank you, Alexis. I think I have a pretty awesome group myself. That's why I'm like, I come on here and I'm like, I have people to talk to that get me, and I can talk about my weird stuff and it doesn't like freak people out. Leave my husband. Okay. Start my own business. What would your business be, Chavez Life? What would your business be? Was adventurous yesterday with grandkids at the park. I might already be doing it. Yes, yeah, Blue, you're taking on a big one there. I don't know how you could up that much anymore. Personal development. Okay. So what's stopping you from doing that? Start my own business. Okay. Finish my movie script and get it on the big screen. Infinite love. Learn to drive. I'm living it and it's very scary starting my own business. Okay. I'm trying to think what I would do. That's like really scary that I'm afraid of. I don't know. At the moment, there's not anything that I'm desiring to do that I'm not. I mean, I've already quit my job, and I'm doing this, so that, so I'm doing what I consider my purpose, and I've spoken up with the person in my life, so I can't do much more about that. At this point in time, I cannot think of anything that I'm afraid of doing. I mean, there's stuff that I wish I was doing that I'm not, which is exercising more and eating better, but we could all do that better, right? All right, so I can see people are leaving, and I think that's a good idea because I'm running out of juice here. So what I was doing is scary, but I do it anyway. Yes. So I'm just going to say I left my job and took a year off to focus on myself. Danielle, I feel ya. To be on my own without being codependent on my ex-husband. We're divorced but still live together as we have no family close to be with. Okay. So anyway, I think I'm going to, does anybody have anything else to say? I'm getting ready to hit the off button. Gave up my career, took a spiritual sabbatical, and been applying for jobs, and nothing is happening. There's probably a reason for that, Sag girl. So I would, if you took a spiritual sabbatical, there's probably a reason you're still learning and you're going to be needed. Thank you. Love chat with all of you. Everyone have a great evening. Thank you. All right. I will see whoever shows up on Sunday. I'm still going to do my Sunday evening live. So I'll see you guys then. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.